Hi there. A surprisingly common problem that I encounter with my clients when they get to know me, when they trust me, is what's called the imposter syndrome. And you probably know it, but if you haven't heard of it, it's essentially where somebody feels that they are an imposter to their own success. They probably achieve success in the eyes of other people, but they kind of feel like at any minute they're going to get found out. Then they just don't feel that they almost deserve it. They almost feel guilty of the success that they've achieved. And if you feel like that, and if you have it, actually it can be quite inhibiting and limiting in terms of future success, and especially in terms of your mindset about just being able to enjoy whatever life or success you've actually managed to create. So, and people can kind of get very much wound up about that. And that's part of the problem, is that they wind themselves up in a loop about it, thinking about the same thing and ask, well, how do I get out of this? Why is it there? How do I change it? It's really bothering me. Again, all that self-talk. And I used to take one approach to it which would help to a degree, but it didn't really solve the actual problem in terms of getting rid of it. So my approach would have been, I suppose, around dealing with language of the mind, maybe self-image, psychology, etc. Even in some cases learned optimism. But it never quite nailed it until I made a realization about 6 or 7 years ago myself, that I realized something very simple but profound that most people don't see, is that you're not your thinking. Your mind is a thought generating machine. It's going to continuously generate thoughts in a certain way for different reasons. But actually, just because you think something doesn't mean that you actually have to believe it. Yet most people believe everything that their mind says, which is actually the first mistake. And the second mistake then is actually to give a thought that level of attention. Because when you go into a thought like, well, I have imposter syndrome, how do I solve it? Your mind's gone off analysing something that really is much easier to solve than you think. Because here's the thing, if you're forced under pressure, just get on with things and not think about that, and just let it pass by like a cloud. Just let the thought pass by, which for some people can be quite challenging. For many people it can be quite challenging, to be fair. But actually that's the answer, is that let it pass on by and just get on with whatever you were doing. Focusing your mind in the moment, train your mind, and this is the key bit, train your awareness behind the mind, behind thought, to actually create a gap between your thinking in particular. So that every thought that comes in, you can see it and kind of go, oh, yeah, that can just move on. Because my mind, believe it or not, still creates all sorts of thoughts, positive and negative. I've just learned and trained myself to kind of go, okay, no, I don't want that one, so away you go, I don't care. I'm just getting on with it. So where are you with this? Because in my experience, you'd be surprised at how successful people can really be impacted by this. But really everybody can be impacted by a certain level, because if you've any sort of level of inferiority, or if you feel and know that you should have more success in your life or your career, whatever that is, that's the thing that might be holding you back, that you might be caught up with too much of your thinking. And a key move is to understand that you're not your thinking. Again, this might sound wishy-washy, and certainly if someone said this to me 20 years ago, I might have gone, I'm out of here. But actually, there's a lot of truth in it, and this is part of the inner revolution that is coming our way. Food for thought. Let me know what you think. Thank you.